Do you want to know how I manifested this beautiful G Wagon behind me in just 4 months when they said it would take 3 years? If so, then stay tuned. Hi friends, Kathleen here, Chief Wealth Creator and founder of Diamond Academy. We specialize in manifestation and law of attraction for impact-driven entrepreneurs. Thank you for tuning in, and if you haven't done so already, please click the bell and subscribe so you can get any updates of new content throughout the week. Well, the G Wagon for me, I used to believe was a very ugly car. And I never liked it. I thought it was boxy, and so I wanted the Range Rover, so I have a video on here about manifesting my Range Rover. Had been driving in it for a while. But one day we were out for a drive and we decided to stop in the Mercedes dealership. And it wasn't for me, but it was for Chris. And we go in there, we walk in, and there was this beautiful white G Wagon with like a spotlight on it with music singing at me. It just looked so beautiful and so strong and powerful. And what I recognized happened in that moment is that it was a vibrational match to my energy. I was attracted to it because of how big its energy was, how powerful its look was. And I remember walking around it and just thinking, oh my gosh, this thing is so beautiful. It had red leather seats, which I don't love. I don't love red leather seats, but everything else about it was beautiful. And I went to open the door. You know, inside a dealership, you can sit in the cars. I went to open it and the alarm started going off. And I was like, oh, like what's happening? And it created this kind of like exclusive feeling in me. And the girl was like, what are you doing? And I said, well, I wanted to sit inside of it. I wanted to get inside. And she's like, well, not everybody can just sit in it. And then I was like, oh. So then when she said that to me, I was like, well, like I'd like to sit in it. And so they had to go get a salesperson to come. And the salesperson just kind of wanted to know that we were serious about it, which I absolutely was. And then I sat inside, and as soon as I was sitting up with the height of the vehicle, it felt incredible. I could see everything. I felt almost on top of the world in it. And I left that dealership that day seriously considering buying that one that was for sale. And we started looking at other dealerships to see what else was available, and there wasn't much else available. And then I learned the price. And I thought, that is crazy amount of money to spend on a car. And it was absolutely above and beyond anything that I ever thought I would do. And the cost of the vehicle was more than the cost of my first house. So pretty good investment. And so I started thinking more and more about it. And I thought, what would I love? I thought I would love that vehicle. I absolutely would love that vehicle. But I would love it with black leather seats. And so we started looking for that vehicle with black leather seats, and we couldn't find one anywhere. And then we called a dealership to see how long it would take to order one. The dealership we were originally in and another dealership both told us that it would take upwards of 3 years for that vehicle to come in if we were to order one now. And I thought, oh, I don't want to wait 3 years. That's not what I'm looking for. I want this car like in the near future. It doesn't need to be today, but in the near future. So I wanted to bring the manifestation closer. I didn't want it to be 3 years. And so we kept calling around to different dealerships. And we finally got to one dealership that said, we could probably get it in a year. And I thought, let's go there. So we ended up meeting on Zoom. Because it was still during COVID. We ended up meeting with the salesperson on Zoom, and I built the vehicle of my dreams. Everything was custom, diamond leather seats, so there's little diamonds in the back of the seats, and chose all the colors and everything, and it just made me fall more and more in love with it. And I remember this was in March, and he told us that it would be a year, but it could be longer, and my birthday was in August, and I thought, how amazing would it be to have this car in August and have it by August. And so I kept saying, my car's going to be in by August, my car's going to be in. So we put a $10,000 deposit down, and then I waited, and I just knew that the vehicle was mine. I also needed, though, to continue to increase my income to be able to pay for it. So during that time, I stayed in the energy of owning this vehicle, of it coming, and my business grew. It grew beautifully over that time because I had put a deposit down, I had taken action towards the pursuit of my dreams and my goals, and so the universe responded. And I will never forget, my birthday in August came and went, and the car wasn't here. And just around my birthday, I remember they said that there was a delay because they had to change something in the car and that it was going to be a little bit longer. And I held the vision that it would be here in August. And the beautiful thing is that the car arrived in my driveway around the end of August. So from being told that it was going to be 3 years to bringing it down from March to August, was absolutely a manifestation and is still completely unheard of when it comes to G-Wagons. And the other thing that's really, really interesting is right after my car was ordered, they took these cars completely off the line. And now you can't get it with the engine that I have it. And so many people are coming to me saying that they're manifesting their G-Wagons. And I'm thinking, okay, well, they come back and they say, well, they're not making them anymore. And I said, I know, because there's going to be a new version. So if you want something, don't wait. If you know what it is that you desire, go for it and take the steps towards the attainment of it. The biggest thing with this manifestation is that I didn't listen to what people said. So when they told me it would be 3 years, I thought, no, I would love it to be sooner. And I just allowed the sooner to happen. So one of the really beautiful things about the G-Wagon is that it is actually one of my most powerful manifestation tools now. Why, do you ask? Because when I get in that car and I turn on that engine and I hear the revving and I feel the power underneath the engine and I'm driving, it makes me feel a certain way. It puts me in a frequency of vibration at an elevated point than from my day-to-day life. And I really noticed this when I was stuck in Miami, when I had my surgery. When I got home, I missed that feeling. And so when I went for that first drive, I felt the power behind the wheel and the energy of the vehicle, and it just made me feel so good. And I know how much me feeling good reflects in my physical world. It's so important, so important. Let me know in the comments your next manifestation. With gratitude, Kathleen.